Tonight is the Chelsea cruise.
Cat's new car. Wes has just popped by in his Zetec Turbo Mk1 Fiesta. The issue with Esther, the battery wasn't charging properly.
Hello and welcome to this video. I'm Marcus Hayes and today is the last Saturday of the month, which means tonight is the Chelsea cruise. I'm determined to get to the cruise at a sensible hour this evening. So even though I've got quite a long list of jobs that I want to do on the cars this weekend, today I'm just going to focus on getting Esther clean and ready for the cruise.
Actually brought Esther home last night from work and I've already got her out of her garage. But before we leave, I'll give you a first look at Cat's new car. Brand new 2021 plate Fiesta. It's a 1 litre EcoBoost, so it's a 3-cylinder 1 litre turbo. I think they're about 140 brake. Yeah, I haven't even had a go in it yet, but very smart little Fiesta. And no more Winston, the plastic Fiesta, on the channel. And Cat has actually decided to call the new Fiesta Roger. Alright, so I've made it to the garage, but only just. I'll explain about that in a little while. Wes has just popped by in his Zetec Turbo Mk1 Fiesta that we've seen on the channel before. Now, the last time we saw this car on the channel, it was actually in Rob's workshop. He'd done some paintwork down both sides and it was looking a bit dusty. The bonnet and the roof and that was dusty. But since then, Wes took it away and gave it a good wash, and then he actually took it back to Rob's the very next day, and then Rob gave the whole car a polish. And yeah, it looks amazing now, really shiny. Now since then, Wes has actually had his Cosy rims refurbished in a much more original looking silver than what they were. Another thing Wes has done, and we was actually talking about this in the video before, is he's now mounted his intercooler further back, so it's tucked more into the bumper, so it's even more of a sleeper look. He's got this black mesh in there at the moment. This is actually the bumper that was fitted before when the intercooler was hanging out, so you know it was cut away and stuff, but he's actually got another bumper and he's hoping to be able to fit the original Ford type grille in there, and yeah, it will look even more like a sleeper. But you know, from back here you literally cannot tell that this has got a turbo lump in it now. At the moment, Rob is actually painting Wes's spare one of these grills, and he's also painting Wes's spoiler. So yeah, once they're done, this thing will be literally 100% mint. Wes's Fez is rocking a Mark II Mitch sticker. Now, as you would have seen before, this interior is completely stock, apart from this really cool OMP steering wheel. But Wes was actually saying to me today that he's debating fitting this original steering wheel for even more of a sleeper look. And let us know what you think in the comments. Should Wes keep the OMP or fit the original one? One thing we didn't mention before, and it's actually something that Wes gets asked all the time, is that this car's running ST170 brakes at the front, although the calipers did need to be shaved a little bit to get them underneath the 15-inch wheels. It stops all right on the ST170 brakes, doesn't it?
Stops on the nose, mate. Stops on the nose.
So the issue that I had with Esther on the way down here was the battery wasn't charging properly. Got the battery gauge on the 6-dial dash here and it was in the red. I actually noticed it on the way back from work last night, and I wanted to plug my laptop into the ECU today to see exactly what's going on while I was on my way down here, but my power cable for my laptop is broken for some reason. I was trying to jump start Esther off of Maud and that didn't seem to be working very well. It's actually quite hard to get the jump leads onto the Odyssey battery terminals. So I decided to get the AutoWit jump starter out, and I was charging that off of Maud's battery rather than charging it off of Esther's dead battery. And while I was doing that, I was just having a look in Esther's engine bay, and I discovered that the main battery wire going to the alternator, basically the red wire, had come out of the terminal, and I've already crimped on another ring terminal now. So that was obviously the issue, and it should be sweet now. Obviously the battery's dead, so I'm just hoping that I can hook up the AutoWit now to start Esther up, and then she'll be charging her own battery as she should be. Wes is very kindly hooking the earth back up to my Odyssey battery. So the AutoWit is almost charged up because I was charging it up earlier. 100%. See if I can get these to stay on here.
Marcus is having trouble now connecting the battery terminals on to get it to jump start.
You might have to hold them on if you don't mind.
That's fine.
Dear oh dear.
Now we're on the link.
That's it. Hopefully this will go into the green now. So this alternator is still not charging the battery properly. I just put the voltmeter on it while it was running and it's not even getting up to 13 volts. The alternator's doing something, but it's not doing a lot at all. It's making it go up by like 0.3 of a volt. So yeah, this alternator is definitely not charging the battery properly. It's really, really hot to touch, which is weird. So I don't know whether running it earlier on without that wire on it or whatever has fried it. So I don't think it'd be very wise to try and take Esther to Chelsea later. You know, by the time you're trying to use your lights and all that, I'll definitely end up having issues. As you can see, the battery meter is still not in the green. This black and white wire on the right is the switched positive, and that is getting a current to it. It's only showing like 10 or 11 volts, but the battery is pretty dead. I've also already checked continuity from this main red wire to the positive on the battery, and that was fine. So yeah, it's looking like the alternator itself is fried. I'm gonna have to either get that reconditioned or get another one. So it looks like I'm gonna be taking Maud to Chelsea tonight, or maybe I'll just save my fuel and go in Cat's new Fiesta. Wes has got his engine bay open. Let's have another look at this cool Zetec turbo setup, running a Zoo Speed manifold. Pretty sizable turbo, love it. Wes has just picked up these Schmidt alloy wheels from our friend Rob. What do you reckon on these? Should he fit the Schmidts or keep the Cosy wheels? Wes has just got his spoiler back from Rob as well. Another shiny piece to the puzzle. Some much needed downforce, yeah? But Wes has just trial fitted the Schmidts to the Fez, and it looks like they're not going to work. The back one's definitely got too much poke. The front ones, you know, you could get away with sort of stretched rubber, but yeah, they are a bit too pokey. Front one, there's only like a finger width between the wheel and the coilover. The rear one, yeah, it's about the same. Very close. Shame, because I think they'll look pretty cool. Alright, so a few hours have passed, and now me and my beautiful girlfriend Kat are on our way to Chelsea Bridge for the cruise in Maud, my Mk1 Escort. I'm gutted that Esther didn't make it. Every month something happens which means Esther can't go to Chelsea cruise, but we'll see what happens next month. Anyway, we're going to be meeting up with Inky and the West London Classic Ford group at Heston Services, and then we're going to be heading into Chelsea in convoy with them. Alright, so I've made it to Heston Services, where we joined some familiar faces and some familiar cool Fords. Orion, Kev's Cosy powered Mk1, Inky's Rat Rod P100, which is actually running a Pinto lump that's got the crank that used to be fitted in Esther's old Pinto. Charlie Pockney's Larry Crossflow powered Mk2 Escort. And this proper cool XR2 Mark III Fiesta. Yeah, I'm not sure if they're waiting for anyone else to arrive, but yeah, pretty soon we'll be making our way down to Chelsea Bridge. All right, so we've made it to Battersea Park, which is right next to Chelsea Bridge, where the cruise is held. So many cool cars here, including loads of old school Fords. Regularly see this super cool 3-door Sierra down here, wearing the HT Racing Sunstrip. Proper racy, stripped out interior, set of Corbu bucket seats and a pretty extensive roll cage. Love this thing. And parked next to that is this X-Packed RS2000 Mark II. Cobra bucket seats in there. Pucker. These two sit up and beg pops look so cool, parked next to each other. This one's got the bonnet open so you can see the V8 in there. Proper caged. This one looks a little bit more comfortable inside, but I'm guessing that's also got a V8 in there. Danny and David Coogan's 4-door Mk1 Escort, rocking an MH decal and a Marcus Hayes sticker. Actually seen David walking around filming today, so check out his channel if you haven't already. I'll leave a link to it in the description. Parked next to the Coogan's Mark II, there's two really cool Pinto powered Mordors. I've got this grey one sitting on deep dish mini light alloys. Check out this Pinto setup, really nice alloy radiator running on twin side draft Webers. Nice Piper stainless exhaust manifold. Looks pucker. And then we've got this beige one, again running on deep mini light alloys. They look like multi-piece ones actually, with the bolts around the outside. That's pretty cool. As I say, this one's also running a Pinto, set of twin side draft Webers, nice alloy radiator, running a HPE stainless exhaust manifold, which I think is also made by Piper. Yeah, proper nice motor. Saw this red Mordor Mark II here last time. The owner of this was actually giving me some tips on how to set up a Mk1 Escort for drifting. So yeah, shout out to you if you're watching, mate. He's telling me how he's kept things simple. He's running the normal Escort steel wheels. He's got a Pinto in the bay running on a twin choke, if I remember rightly. Just got one bucket seat for the driver and yeah, stock seat in the passenger, and still got the rear seat in there, although it's covered. Check out the Mk1 Cortina, love that colour. Set of Sparco Sprint bucket seats and a full roll cage.
Where you go back? No?
I don't know what these Porsches are called, but if it's not a replica, I'm pretty sure they're worth loads of money. Speed stuff. Really cool Dax kit car, which is a replica of an AC Cobra. This Mk1's got a very unique look. It's kept the square headlights, whereas most people will switch to round. It's got quite a unique front lip, and I'm sure that gets plenty of airflow to the radiator, that big hole. Quite an interesting choice of wheel. Loving this Anglia. Really mint and quite original looking. In the interior, looks very original, but I can see a Harris Performance badge on the dash. So no doubt that's got a Larry Crossflow or a Pinto in it. Low rider, saw this coming in, scraping its back on the road pretty much.
Thanks, mate.
No worries, man, no worries. It's in this really cool 1600 Sport here before. It's a South African one, that's why it's got the black front lip. Just needed to donate some fuel from Maud to get him started. His pump was a bit stuck, but it seems to be working now. It's in this thing down here loads of times. Super cool. Huge supercharged V8 in the bay. Love that. Parachute in the back. Some laughing gas for good measure. Check out the red Series 2 RS Turbo. Really cool yellow bubble arched Mk1 Escort. Zetec turbo in the bay. Bet that's a monster. Still got all the wood on the dash and that. Low back seats. It does have a tasty cage in the back. This Anglia is really, really cool as well. Escort bubble arches. Loving the mini light alloys. Cheeky side exit exhaust. Plastic windows with a flap. It's got the Kirky lightweight bucket seats in there. An ST170 turbo lump in the bay. Loving this 100E with its black and silver colour scheme. Really cool interior. Grey with a black piping, which kind of ties in with the colours of the car. Really cool. A couple of really cool classic minis. Check out the rims on this one. I do love a mini. This one's got some really nice wheels as well. Loving the pink accents on the interior. Must have missed this 3-door Sierra Cozzy when I was walking around earlier on. Super cool. Running the Escort Cozzy alloy wheels. I'm no expert when it comes to Cozzys, but I think these bits are RS 500. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Still a few cars parked on the bridge, including this green RS Turbo that I was unable to film earlier because there's loads of people around it. Loving the green and white colour combo. Really cool rims, plastic windows, Cobra bucket seats in there. Proper stripped out interior, custom dash, full roll cage. Quite max power-esque, but super cool nonetheless. Loving the Ford Galaxy that's parked in front of Maud. Alright, so we're just making our way through London to get home from Chelsea Cruise. Another epic evening at Chelsea Cruise. It was definitely much better us getting there at a sensible hour. I spent a lot of time tonight speaking to subscribers of the channel, which is always really cool. So massive shout out to everyone who did come over and say hello. Really gutted that I wasn't able to bring Esther tonight, but quite a few people commented on how good Maud looks with her new paint job. Now, a lot of people have been contacting me lately asking about when I'm gonna start organising the club stand for the Ford show at Santa Pod in August. All you need to do is purchase tickets for the Ford show at Santa Pod. Send me an email with your booking reference and then I can get you on my stand. When you do send me an email though, put Santa Pod in the subject of the email just so that it stands out and I don't lose any of the emails. Now, I would prefer to only have old school Fords on my stand. It'd be nice to get a nice wide array though. So whether you've got an old school Cortina, old school Fiesta, old school Escort, old school Granada, you know, any old school Fords are welcome to be on my stand. And even if you're not on my stand, if you see me there on the day, definitely come and say hello. Now tomorrow I'm going around the garage to mess around with the cars. I've got quite a long list of little jobs that I'd never get round to doing, so yeah, I'm going to be focusing on them. I think the weather is going to turn, so that might dictate exactly what I get done, but yeah, I'm definitely going to be getting up to something. So you'll be able to see that in the next video. So I'm going to end this video here. If you did think it was any good, please do give it a thumbs up and a share. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Click subscribe to keep up to date with all my future uploads, and check the links in the description to my social media and my website. I'll also leave my email address down there for anyone who wants to contact me. But other than that, until next time, from me and my beautiful girlfriend Kat, thanks for watching.